To that breaking news tonight, the Kansas City Fire Department
An unfathomable crime.
29-year-old Graham Hoffman.
29-year-old Graham Hoffman died.
Stabbed by a patient.
He was murdered by the very patient he was trying to help during what would have seemed like a routine call.
This is 911, it's Gabby. Those of you guys like in the paramedic world, EMT world, firefighter life, anything like that, we're going to be talking about you guys, specifically about a Graham Hoffman. There's a lot of unanswered questions in regards to this story that even I have. Let's just jump into it. A little bit of background. Graham Hoffman, he's a 29-year-old firefighter. Started off in Belton Fire Department, so shout out to you guys in Belton. He was known for being kind, soft-spoken, but also very witty and fun. And you could just tell by his beautiful smile. He had an amazing personality. He was very bright. His colleagues could say the same, and everybody he worked with just seemed to feel that light in him, so that's amazing. The most popular thing that I've heard about him is that he's the guy that you would want to respond to your emergency. So that's beautiful. And he was very dedicated to his profession, and that's the type of people that we need in these professions, in these jobs.
To impact so many people.
Very important in my life. He knew how to light up a room. He knew how to make everybody laugh and feel welcomed.
I mean, he's the kind of guy that, you know, you'd love to have a full crew of them.
Cherish life, cherish the people that you're around, because we never know when our moment is going to be our last.
Something unfortunate happened to this hero. So we're gonna move over to Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas. I don't know where this happened in. If you didn't know that, Kansas City is Kansas City, Kansas, and there's Kansas City, Missouri. Whew. Shout out to Prime. That's also where Patrick Mahomes is from. This is all Kansas City based story, because Prime sends me these in order for me to stay hydrated, in order for me to stay awake for my shifts. This video is not sponsored, but Prime, if you want to sponsor me, go ahead. And I guess they know that I'm like a pink aesthetic girly, so thank you for paying attention to the details. April 27th, 2025 at around 12:40 in the morning. There's a call that comes in for the police in Kansas City. It was reported that a woman was walking through the highway and she had some injuries on her. Because there's an injury involved, obviously we had to call over. I say we, but I'm not even the dispatcher there. Okay, if I say we, it's because I'm a dispatcher and I'm just, you know, I don't know. We're just a team. Dispatchers had to send over EMS and the firefighters. And so they show up on scene and they notice that the woman had injuries in her hand. She was bleeding in her hand, I believe. And initially, she refused any help. She refused any medical attention, medical help, nothing. Like, she didn't want any of that. But later, she agreed to be transported over to St. Luke's Hospital. During the transport around 1:25 a.m., Shanetta Basel, I don't know if I'm saying that right. She ends up accepting the help, and so she gets into the ambulance. During the transport around 1:25 a.m., Shanetta Basel was in the back of the EMT car with Graham Hoffman. Okay. And while she's going on this ride, like I said, because she wanted to accept help, police kind of like, you know, backed up and let the medical professionals take care of her. And so she went into the back of the EMT truck. And so she's in the back of the EMT truck with Graham Hoffman. Graham Hoffman is a firefighter / paramedic. But anyway, she's in the back with Graham Hoffman. And while Graham Hoffman's partner is driving, he's in the back with Shanetta, when suddenly Shanetta takes a knife out and starts stabbing Graham. That's so brutal to say. I feel even bad saying that, but that's what happened. That's so horrible. The partner ended up pulling over, had their ambulance lights on, but he couldn't successfully save his, you know, coworker, his friend, his colleague. Now, as reports continue, Basel allegedly, oh, this is all alleged. I need to say that. This is all alleged, okay? But allegedly, it's been reported that Basel even tried to get to the front of the EMT truck, or the ambulance truck, and drive away with it. Luckily, police went on scene, grabbed her. She wasn't able to escape, but also she bit an officer in the arm. So she could get charged for battery LEO, and I'm pretty sure she did get charged battery LEO. So what is going on, Shanetta? Despite the police and the partner's efforts in saving Graham, the injuries were too much that he unfortunately passed. Yeah, that's horrible. And it raises a lot of questions for me, like... My questions, and I'm sure a lot of people have these same questions, but was Shanetta not checked, like, before she was released? Because. Okay, so as a dispatcher standpoint, we get on scene with this woman, and it was just reported, she wasn't committing a crime or anything. It was just reported that she was walking on the highway with an injury, right? I don't know if her name was ran But if they did run her name, they would have found that Shanetta had charges against her. Now, a little bit of Shanetta's background. This is her mugshot. Shanetta has a history of violent encounters with law enforcement, so this is not the first time. Because my question is, how does she have a knife? How does she have any sort of weapon inside of the ambulance, you know? I'm wondering, what was the encounter with the police? You know, like I wonder, I don't know. I just wonder like if they had to check her, like, or not. This is just like in the police's defense, but I don't know. I'm not on the field, so I don't really know exactly how it works. But like on the police's defense, like if they showed up and they're like, oh, it's just a medical emergency, then like, you know, they probably think she's harmless or whatever it is. And so they didn't check her. Maybe that part got overlooked. My confusion comes where, like, how did she have the knife? The unfortunate mishap happened. Did they screen her before she went into that ambulance truck or that ambulance car, whatever? And did they run her before they handed her over to the paramedics? You know, because if they ran her, then they would have seen that she has a history. And if they saw that she had a history, then yeah, like, screen her first, like make sure that she's like checked and good and has no weapons, and then off on her way. The interesting part about this story is that on April 23rd, which is 4 days before this incident happened, she was arrested. Yeah, she was arrested allegedly for biting a Platte City police officer during an altercation. She has a history of biting and being a little bit aggressive. I wouldn't say that's a little bit, but she was released 2 days after that initial incident. So April 23rd is when she bit the officer. April 25th, she was released on bond, $10,000 bond. And then April 27th is when she allegedly killed Graham Hoffman. Now, following the incident that happened on April 27th of 2025, just a few weeks ago, even days, yeah, she was charged with first-degree murder, armed criminal action, third-degree assault on a special victim, which is, you know, Graham Hoffman, and resisting arrest. She is currently being held on a $1 million bond, and she has pleaded not guilty. On May 2nd, they did end up having a memorial for Graham. They had it in Liberty, Missouri at a Baptist church, including a lot of colleagues, community members, old leadership, bosses that he had. But it also included the mayor, Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas, and he gave a little speech.
Graham took care of folks in times of need. He helped them be safe. He helped them lead exceptional lives. And we will honor his memory. And we will make sure that the world knows about Graham Hoffman.
I think it's beautiful, and I think it's also necessary that the community, not just the Kansas City community, but I think EMTs, first responders, everything like that, police officers included, like, are aware of the situation. Like, I know that going into this profession, we know that it's like a risk, and I know that it's a lot on the line, but I think that if us as first responders can take that step into, like, that extra step to protect each other, we should do it. And I think that this specific incident has called for more action. What's made this story really blow up is, like, EMTs and paramedics and firefighters, they don't have weapons to defend themselves. You know, and that's so unfortunate. Like, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I don't know much about that to really have a say in, like, yeah, they need, like, weapons or batons or tasers or anything like that. But I think, like, you just never know who you're encountering because, I mean, like I said, Shanetta, she just had an injury and the paramedics were just there to help her, but, like, they had no clue. And it's just, like, it's so unfortunate that their lives were lost when they were trying to help, you know? And so I just wonder what measures are going to be taken moving forward, because this should not have happened. It just made me think in a way that I guess I never really thought. You just never know. Like, this could have escalated so much more, and it sucks that it escalated to the degree that it did. But, like, what if Shanetta did make it to the hospital and then, like, she made it through and she killed, like, nurses that are definitely not armed? So it just makes me, like, wonder if there's anything further that's going to come from this. I don't know if that's even allowed. I don't think you could just, like, run people's name and check them just to check them. Like, I don't think that's allowed. But I think definitely, like, you know, patting them down and making sure that they don't have anything. My condolences really go out to Graham's family. As far as I know, Graham didn't have a wife or kids, but he did have a girlfriend. So my heart goes out to you because I don't know what I would do. I am a Chiefs fan, so I love Kansas City. I know. No, don't throw tomatoes. Stop. I'm just kidding. But yes, I think we just need to protect our first responder family, whatever branch they're in. Look, there's an ambulance coming by. This story really like blew up. My first responder content creator friends, like they've even like spoken about this story a lot. And so, I mean, given some of them are EMS drivers and like paramedics and things like that, and so it's more up their alley, but this really like affected like the first responder community, as it should, you know. Fortunately, the city has shown a lot of support, which is amazing. I love Kansas City. So fundraisers accumulatively, I'm sure the number is more, but they've raised over $300,000 for Graham. So the Kansas City Royals baseball team, they wore shirts that said Graham Hoffman. So that's really sweet. And lastly, Fire Chief Ross Grundy's son, he goes out saying this little saying, be like Graham, be like Graham.
Be like Graham. Graham, your bravery, dedication, and selflessness will never be forgotten.
Just kind of to tell like the firefighters and things like that, to set the example just like Graham did. So I think that's beautiful that they just kind of like have his name in a very honorary position, as it should be. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the support that you guys have shown towards the new YouTube channel. I'm excited for where this is taking me. But we'll see. But yeah, if you found this video informative, or if you want to keep hearing like first responder news, if you want to see more stories, and then I'm kind of wanting to do like police dispatching a device, and then like first responder news, and then I want to do like a true crime video, and then just kind of go like that. We'll see. I don't know. I just get nervous. But anyways, please like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is. You could also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. But anyways, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Where is my... I don't have the froggy stuffy that I had last time, but I have a little stuffy right here. I have so many stuffies. I just... It's pink! Like I said, this is you guys. This is me. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Catch you in the next one. Be careful out there, friends. Be careful. Whether you're in the first responder world or not, just like be careful, because the world is getting crazy. We'll catch you next time, where in this channel we find out that reality is way creepier than fiction. So have a good one. Bye.